So this is a store called TsUM, TsUM, but I think in the 1930s Canadian tourists called it Torgsin. And at that time it was, as it is now, a major department store. And then, as is now, it was full of all kinds of goods, many imported goods. They were extremely expensive. And this was a store that was mainly for foreigners to use. One of the main things that Canadian tourists wanted to know was what the standard of living in the Soviet Union really was. And when they came here, they could see that many goods were available to buy, but that very few Russians would be able to buy them. Furthermore, they had a great deal of difficulty trying to understand what the value of a ruble was. This is TsUM department store again from the other side of the building, but it's really its more impressive entrance. The Canadian tourists couldn't figure out what the actual price of goods for Soviet citizens was. They paid an enormous premium to purchase rubles when they came into the country because the Soviets were trying to acquire foreign currency. And they were aware of this, but they couldn't figure out what ordinary Soviet salaries would allow Soviet citizens to be able to buy. Because there were two kinds of rubles. There were the rubles that you would get when you brought in dollars and exchanged them. And some Soviets would get those kinds of rubles as well. I think they were called gold rubles because they were on the gold standard. But then there was another kind of rubles which would be what Soviet citizens would be paid for their work. And Graham Spry, Eugene Forsey spent a long time trying to calculate what a monthly Soviet salary would buy an average Soviet worker, and then trying to translate that into Canadian terms. Both of them met with very little success. George Drew, the more hostile tourist, came here to Torgsin, recorded the prices of the most expensive goods. What does it cost for a men's suit? What does it cost for a pair of high-heeled shoes? Translated those to Canadian dollars and then reported in the press that, you know, high-heeled shoes were $500 and a men's suit was thousands of dollars. Actually, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you could buy high-heeled shoes for $500 in TsUM today.